All right, in studio with us now we have Ami Moser. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Excellent, thank you. So you are an employee of KCSOS.
I am.
And what is your role with the superintendent?
I am the UPK, Universal Pre-Kindergarten Coordinator.
Universal Pre-Kindergarten. So that's UPK. I've heard
UPK.
of TK, and that's transitional kindergarten?
Correct.
Is there a difference or
There is a difference.
Okay.
So Universal Pre-Kindergarten is anything that happens before kindergarten. So that could be private preschool, that could be California State Preschool, that could be Head Start program. TK is also one of those pieces.
So is there an age limit or when you can start each of these different ones?
Yes. So this coming school year in 25-26, children will be able to enroll in TK if they are 4 by September 1st.
And they can do the other things earlier than that?
They can, yes. Some programs take them earlier. Some take them at 4 years old. But this idea is that every child would have an opportunity to attend a high quality early learning program before kindergarten. And it's a parent's choice. So they can choose any of those options. But TK is a free option that happens at the school district.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, because I know at schools I see TK, but if you don't have an opportunity to go to a TK, that's where the UPK comes in.
Yes, right. Parents have a choice of what preschool program they would like their child to attend.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what you've got in front of us, because I know a lot of people are going, all right, well, what's going on here with the Bears, right? So these are some manipulatives, and there's reasoning behind the color and the sizes.
Yes.
So this is what kids are going to see a lot in TK and UPK, because learning through play
Total the
is
foundation.
the key.
Right. Absolutely. It's the foundation of preschool and TK learning. Children learn best through play, when they're active, when they're involved, and when they're engaged.
Well,
and
I think
so,
adults learn best through play also,
absolutely.
right? I mean, there's a lot of times when we're learning things and when we have our hands on things and we're able to play things.
Absolutely. Same
So
principle.
you know the Chief of Staff, Steve Sanders.
I do.
He comes down here and we play games every year.
Okay, well.
And we both learn.
Right.
Right? So it
Same
works
concept.
for kids at 4 and even 44, even though we might be a little older
Right.
than 44. But anyway. So I know that we have a couple of videos.
We do.
And we want to talk about counting and cardinality and the cardinal numbers.
Yes.
So let's take a look at the first video.
Okay.
3, 5, 6, 7.
What comes after 7?
7.
What comes next?
7. 8.
All right. So they're counting, obviously. And what comes after 7? 7.
Right.
What comes after 7? 7.
Right.
And then they get to 8. So kind of what was going on with the video?
So the parent was kind of working with the child on how to count. And what we want parents to know is that the rote numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that reciting those numbers is one part. But the other part is knowing how to assign one-to-one correspondence. So that's where the bears come in. That's where the objects come in. So that children understand that when you touch something, each one has a value, has a number associated with it, and that builds their counting skills. So she got a little confused there as she was counting with her fingers and stopped. So what you see here is that at home, you can do all of these activities with your child. You don't need to go buy flashcards. You don't need to buy workbooks. You can do everyday activities at home and build those counting skills by allowing them to touch and count things that are chores in the house or other things that they come across.
Yeah, I was going to say, because, I mean, there weren't flashcards and workbooks around all the time before, right? And obviously, people were able to understand mathematics and learning, and a lot of times it's because those weren't available.
Absolutely.
Right? They had to use their hands and touch things and count things and physically do things and count them as they were doing them.
Right, and every parent, every home has those materials. You can use silverware, you could use pens, you could use books, anything at all to practice counting.
Right, and I think the key there is when you were saying the parents just be involved.
Absolutely.
Just work with the students, like, all right, so instead of give me 5 of these, all right, well, what do you mean 5? Right? And I know 5 comes after 4, but how many is that when I actually do it?
Right.
Right, so start counting them out.
Yes.
And as soon as the child can speak, I would assume you're going to want to have them start counting things.
Sure, and the cardinality is one piece. So the counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's the cardinality, that's one piece. But the also having them touch and do those activities, that helps ingrain that in their brain, that this is 1, this is 2.
Every time they're doing something.
Right, that's how they're building those skills.
Okay, so I know that we saw a little bit of how they are doing that at the house and things like that, some examples of that. So in a regular classroom, let's take a look at that.
There's one more. Okay. Which finger? All right. Count them. Take them off and count them. Oh. love this idea of you putting it back in there. 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
buddy. Give me high fives on.
So success with that, actually using the objects, taking them out, counting them, putting them back in.
Right, and you could see she had a variety of objects there. It doesn't have to be bears. You can have any kind of collection or any kind of arrangement, and the children just practice counting.
Right, and then this also incorporates sizes, colors. So you're emphasizing more than just counting.
Absolutely. At this age, learning is integrated. So we're talking math here, different concepts. So cardinality, we're talking size and shape. They can sort them.
Right, different attributes.
Absolutely.
Right? So you can
Yep.
say, you know, like a child goes, all right, you know what, I'm going to take these, right? And then they'll let you, well, why did you put them like that? Right, and see what the child comes up with. And if they can go, well, they're all the same color. Great, that's one thing.
Right.
They're all different sizes. That's another thing, right? Something like that. So
Yes.
So they're getting more out of it than what they actually might
Absolutely.
comprehending at the time, but that's building that base and a foundation.
Absolutely.
learning
And
it.
by asking them, why did you sort it that way, and not telling them how to do it,
Right.
let them tell
Right.
you.
Hey, can
They're
you put some
building
together
those
for me?
critical thinking skills, reasoning skills.
All right.
Yep.
So anything else you want to tell us about TK, UPK? Because I know there's a lot going on, and there are a lot of students in TK now. It
There
seems like,
are.
as opposed to when we were in school, you just started in kindergarten.
Right. So next year is the year where they will be the youngest, and that's full implementation when they will be 4 by September 1st. So if you have a child who's going to turn 4 by September 1st, they're eligible to attend TK. So you can reach out to your local school district and get signed up.
Do you find many students are successful going in at 4? And are there times when you like, you know what, maybe we should have held off on some of these or moved the date back a little bit sometimes?
They're young, absolutely, but I think when you have a classroom that's play-based and they get that social experience and they're learning how to be with other children, I think they assimilate okay. Some children may not, and parents can decide, I'm going to keep them out for a year, and that's the beauty. It's voluntary. You don't have to put them in TK, so you can wait to kindergarten if they
So
feel
do you
like it's
find
not a
many
fit.
parents do that where they bring a child into TK because they want them, you know, to kind of get a head start on things, and then they find, for whatever reasons, it's kind of not working right now, and they...
I don't think often. I think the children acclimate really well. I think
Okay.
once they're engaged in the learning and they start to kind of get that over that little separation anxiety, they really flourish and they have a great time in the classroom.
Right, I mean, if you're having fun, it's like, hey,
Right.
you know what, you know, I'm not worried about where mom
That's
and dad
right,
are
you have
now.
fun
I'm
playing.
having fun and we're doing this thing. and
That's
doing
right.
it, so.
Yep.
All right, Amy, we
Thank
certainly do
you.
appreciate you
Thank you
taking
for
some
having
time
me.
coming and talking to us a little bit about TK, UPK, and numbers and just how important they are,
Absolutely.
and having something physical to correlate as they're counting those right there.
Absolutely.
All right, and we'll be back with more right after this.